One of the big ideas I think that really came through to me, and maybe it runs through the whole book, is that we don't have just one brain. You in your presentation on TEDx, that really comes across.
Yeah.
Not even the triune brain that we have, learned about in neurology type classes, but
Yeah.
many, many brains.
Yeah, we've kind of
Uh,
moved from, I think you remember that. Yeah, you're right. That kind of three-layer brain was back at where we said there's a reptile brain, a limbic system above that, mammalian brain above. No, we've moved beyond that now to the point where now we say the brain is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mini brains. We think they're probably more diffuse networks, so you can't think of them like grapes. But the metaphor holds that we're not talking one thing, we're not talking three things, we're talking hundreds of individual things all chugging along doing their own things up here. And we got to take that into account when it comes to learning and teaching, that either A, we're not asking two different clashing networks to kind of go at
right.
it, or B, that we're not trying to funnel too much information through one of those little baby brains. So
Yeah.
sometimes you get a clash, like trying to read and listen, but sometimes you don't. So chapter 2 then goes into this idea that if you can't read while I'm speaking, you can look at images while I'm speaking. That's two different networks. And not only do those not clash, but they actually come together in sensory integration to actually boost the overall learning and signal. So whatever you learn from me speaking and whatever you learn from looking at images, bring those together and you learn more than just the sum of the parts. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. So this is why we say, go back to the idea of kind of PowerPoint or handouts. If you have slides with, say, one relevant image, or one, it could even maybe even be a cute image that's just meant to make you laugh but somehow relates to what you're teaching, people will actually learn more than if you didn't have that image.